Hey, hi, I'm Jeff Johnson. I teach English at CLC, if we haven't met yet. And I'm making kind of a primitive little vid here because Karen Pecula, Dr. Karen, asked me to. We not long ago had a conversation about what a challenge it can be to try to get young people interested in public service and volunteering in our communities. And when she found out that I had an idea or two and an opinion about it, she asked me to talk about it for a little while, and that's what I'm doing here because I'm a big fan of her, and I want to help out the college any way I can. So first, I'm not on any high horse. Okay, when I was young, when I was a lousy university student at St. John's in the late '70s and early '80s, I can assure you, it never occurred to me that I should put down my electric guitars and poetry books and take a break from skipping class and maybe do something to help out in the community, maybe volunteer some of my time. And I know a little bit about why it's hard. We live in a quid pro quo world, right? Where when you do something, you expect something. But in thinking about volunteering in whatever town or community you live in, we're then wondering about the idea of doing something for nothing or less than nothing. And I want you to really seriously think about the value of doing that. Don't wait till as long as I did, right? I didn't take this volunteering seriously until I hit my 50s. And I wished I'd started when I was young, like many of you. So in my little life, volunteering in the community takes a number of forms, and I'm only going to speak of a couple of them today. One is easy and one is hard. The easy thing that I do as self assigned public service is I host a reading series. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called Verse Like Water. For 5 years, I have, with grants from the Minnesota State Arts Board and Five Wings Arts Council, I have brought some of the greatest poets in America to our college and to our community. But you know what? That's easy. There's nothing onerous about that. There's also nothing heroic about it. If it's your nature to want to go to poetry readings and want to host them, then you host poetry readings, right? It's just the deal. I could also say, if I could editorialize that, hanging out with great American poets like Billy Collins, going down the road with him in my pickup truck, with one writer after another that's brilliant and hilarious and teaching me things, that's that's not work. We're not going to call that work. A little more challenging is something I started doing with my wife about a year ago. For reasons that I don't fully understand still, she decided that she wanted to be the nurse for our parish down here in my southern kingdom in Stearns County. And I became her chauffeur. And now, every single Thursday, and sometimes more often, we get in my pickup truck and we prowl around down here, nursing homes, independent living centers, and even visiting little farmers shut in their homes and on their farms. And we just look in on them and let them know that we're there, that we're in their corner, and that we're pulling for them. Sometimes we help people die. At first, I would admit to you that this was really hard for me. Last summer, when we were just getting going, after spending 4 nights in the Quiet Oaks Hospice Center down here south of St. Cloud, we helped a woman die. And I remember in the parking lot saying, okay, I know this is a marriage thing, but um, could we have tried golf? Did we give bowling a fair chance? We could have joined a league. There'd be popcorn and beer. But as the weeks have gone on, weeks have turned into months, it's gotten easier and easier for me to do. And as a future senior citizen, I look forward to it. I only recently have realized how many millions of people are out there suffering a solitude, a loneliness that is really hard to fathom. And maybe you could think, okay, so you're visiting 4 or 5 people every Thursday. What good is that doing? Well, I think it's doing a lot of good. I think everything's interconnected. In the same way, I believe that if one guy shoves another guy in a Brainerd bar, that a war could burst into bloom on the other side of the world. I have this idea, perhaps insanely, that visiting and brightening the day of some 92-year-old who is stuck in a chair watching TV, that brightening that day, bringing a little joy, uh, into that just those few minutes might be doing something larger. And I hope you think about this too. Hosting a poetry series might not be your scene. Going into a nursing home might be hard for you, but you might be surprised at opportunities that are out there for you. Maybe you'll go to the Salvation Army and stock food shelves. Maybe you'll volunteer to clean up along a highway or pick up a park where children play. I mean, there's no end to the amount of help that we need from you as volunteers. Now, here's the idea that might be a little bit hard for you. And I'm just going to loan it to you. You can take it for a whirl. If you're young, if you're 17, 18 years old, you might think to yourself, okay, I'm going to do this because I'll spread karma around and maybe get good karma from it. I can't think like that. And if you do, and if that makes it possible, then that's great. That's your motivation. The idea that I want to put before you, though, the one that you're probably going to have a little bit of a difficult time with is this. I think that we should volunteer in our communities doing things with love and patience and generosity. And I think we should expect nothing. I have this feeling that this morning, visiting some elderly people with my wife, on Thursdays I don't teach, I have this idea that there were blessings maybe earned and graces earned, but I don't ask for any of it. I personally trust heaven to do what needs to be done with those graces and with those blessings. My hands stay empty. I'm not looking to get anything out of it at all. And try to think about that. Try to think about that idea in this world where, you know, every minute is being measured. And don't ask yourself what the cost is. Get out there and help us. We need, in this darkening world, we need volunteers. We need people helping others. We have to look after one another and offer words of, as Shakespeare would have it, fair encouragement. So, Karen Pecula students and anyone who sees this, get out there and help me save the world. It's kind of a big job.